You have read the title correctly. You do not need to close your eyes and reopen them to see a different story. This is the story. We're going to be doing 2 Megapops with the Ultra-Juggernaut on Cornfield without removing any of the corn on the map. No harvest, 2 Megapops. It is then in this tale. So it's going to be a very difficult early game, but I believe that we can do it. I say we, not I. We as a collective, as a group, as one, as content creator and viewer. And I bet we can actually do round 6. Sometimes round 6 is the most difficult round on Chimps because you can't get past it. Our plan here is very simple. We're going to get a balloon sabo on this bottom left corner of this little bit of road here, because we're going to try and fully utilize all of the amount of space that we can put down a monkey on, which is this little bit here, that little bit there. I'm not too sure where else there is, but we already have a bit of, well, a few issues here. Can we do it this time? No, didn't quite snipe it. For goodness sakes. If we can just snipe some of these ones which are about to escape, that's going to save us a bit of money here. Because I don't want to go to sharp shots just yet, but it looks like that's going to have to be the path in which we need to walk to get through this abomination of a scenario. Try and do 2 different achievements of these difficulties at the same time. It's the second half of round 8, which is the most annoying part. We switch our dart to first, but it still doesn't look like that's enough. Why don't you snipe that nice monkey then? Welcome to hell. Let's try and pop 1 extra balloon. Can we do it this time around? On this time of Balloons Tower Defense 6. What are you expecting me to say? Some kind of Dragon Ball Z show? Well, it looks like we need over 9,000 energy right about now, because this thing keeps on escaping me. Some extra range as well. Can we get past the infamous round 8? Tune in next time on this tale. Come on, please pop these. Oh, come on, please. Oh, for goodness sakes. Hopefully this will be a 500 IQ play. Let's put ourselves down a glue gunner to slow some of them down. And if this is going to be the answer to our issues at the moment, then you are one thing which I'm very glad that exists, and it looks like the glue gunner helped us out there. You are the MVP of round 8 when it comes to ensuring that we can actually get the balloons at such a pace in which they will be able to... Oh, what a snipe, lovely. Why are you the case? There we go, got through that round, got a bit of sharp shots and long range darts. We need the extra range over the extra attack speed if we're going to be able to attack first. Otherwise, our engineer or anything else that's going to be here will try and sap away as many pops as possible, which is not what we want. But alas, we are doing this. It's only blue balloons. Only blue balloons. Still got to deal with all this PS cap over here. Come on, please, engineer. Oh my god, we had it on strong and that's what costed us. Put it on first next time. Can we, please? Oh, for 1 blue balloon. Go strong first and then switch to first. No, that's 1 blue balloon again. You're replacing the yellow balloon as my most hated one. We'll save this to last, so hopefully it will slow down those ones enough. And, oh, this looks a bit better. Okay, now that is just extra humiliating. Go away with you and your Santa hat, red balloon. Nope, that seems to be even worse than last time. Can we? Yes! Put the dark monkey on first, then back to last. And now we can finally put our ninja monkey down here. Please let me put it. Please let me put it. Please let me. Thank goodness. If that was an actual run, like not on challenge editor, but an actual run trying to blackboard this map, that would have been pivotal if I could not have put that down or not in that little spot there. Round 13, and we are still suffering, but at least we have a little bit of backbone here now so that we'd be able to pop any stragglers in which the engineer wouldn't be able to do otherwise. Please go back to strong so that you'll be able to slow down the strongest, most balloons, which are likely these ones, and you're going to escape, aren't you? It's time for the Megapops to be summoned. At least now we can have some additional power, but it does mean that we have to wait for Pat for just a little bit longer. Let's go with enhanced eyesight so that we're able to aim down here just a little bit sooner. And we have a little bit of contention now because we have Megapops. Although these pink balloons are annoying. Please stick, glue gunner. Please hit them. Go to first. Thank you. That does round 15. The most menacing of them all when it comes to round 15 are those pink balloons. They're so annoying. It is time for the one and only Pat. But can I put it in between these two balloons? We shall find out, hopefully. Please, can I put it in just a little bit more? Can I? Please? A little gap there. Can I put it in just a little bit more so it can fit more in? This little gap here. We've only got so much space here. I was just going to put him down there. So yeah, with Pat in tow, which means that once Pat gets to level 5, it means that round 40 is going to be much less of an issue because this by itself is not going to be able to really pop the Moab balloon. Also, Rallying Roar is a good thing here because it increases our power. Even though it's by 1, that 1 can still be very pivotal with the amount of projectiles that we have later on. Round 24, because we have enhanced eyesight, which means we can deal with that, which is lovely. Juggernaut time, which means we don't have any issues with leads, even though the fact that Pat can pop leads by default, it just means we have another means of popping leads and we don't have to worry about those pesky DETs later on. But then by the time we do have DETs, we're going to have Ultra-Juggernaut anyways. And speaking of stuff that is about Ultra, yeah, we're going to go with Ultra Boost today. Yeah, around 27, because of the fact we have Juggernaut now, it means that our time here is going to be much, much easier. The most difficult aspects of this entire run were the beginning rounds, but I sense some of the later rounds are also going to be bad. I love the way that sometimes the Juggernaut balls just keep bouncing between this fence and this cornfield. This is such a strong tower for this map because of how the obstacles work. Most towers are afraid of obstacles, but this just keeps on ricocheting from one obstacle to another obstacle to another obstacle until the projectile itself runs out. This is going to be a 402 village. We're not going to provide everything with camo detection here, primarily because I want the DETs to be solely popped by the Ultra-Juggernaut. You may think, how the hell can this manage it? Well, on its own it can't, but with all the little things that come out of it, like the 6 Juggernaut balls for even more destructive power against ceramic fortified and leads, it means that this thing is an absolute behemoth against balloons of these calibers. Jungle drums and primary training. The main reason we got the monkey commerce is so that everything in here, like let's say with the ninja monkey, the engineer monkey, and anything else that we put down here is just going to be that slightly bit cheaper because money is going to be quite tight if we're going to pursue an ultra boost alongside this behemoth over here. Like, ultra boost is a very selective support tower that you can place down when it comes to Megapops, considering that ultra boost is like half of your budget anyways. Kaiju is at level 7, which means it's able to slap back some of the balloons, and because of its his extremely short range, it means we can have this as more support than anything else. Let's see. Send you back, lovely, and that, yeah, if it wasn't for his slapping that mower back, we would have been in a lot of trouble here. So, we're going to go to Ultra-Juggernaut, and then primary mentoring, and then we're going to think about doing some other things, like let's say getting this up to overclock and getting this up to balloon sabo, getting this to relentless glue. Like, I feel like relentless glue is going to be more important than glue storm, simply because of the fact that it will slow down the Moabs, which is what we really need right now. We need some speed control with all this, and going down this path here, definitely being able to slow down like Moab class balloons is very important. To be honest, the more of you that there are, the more likely it is you're going to pop. Because if you just have a single balloon, then that's not going to be very vulnerable to all of these targets. So if you're further in the back in this case, you are more susceptible to being popped even though you are out of our range here. Because of the fact of how this tower works. Look at all that. How it splits off into other projectiles. This is a fantastic tower for this map. We're also going to put down a stronger stimulant alchemist up here so that it is only able to buff the Ultra-Juggernaut and not anything else here. We're not going to remove that, thank you very much. I would hate if the round ended there, if I accidentally, removed one of these things here. That would be so bad, because I cannot do anything about it unless I would completely retry the game. And people say that you can download like a mod where you can essentially have like save slates and stuff like that where you're able to preserve your progress, but I don't like doing that. Number one, I'm not a huge fan of modding. Like, I don't have anything against people that mod in the game, or mod of the game, but I just prefer standard game. Like, that just probably makes me a little bit miserable, and I do understand that, but I just prefer not having these different means of being able to save progress, especially if it's like against TOS anyways. But I don't really have anything against people who use mods, I just don't personally use them myself. The only time I would actually personally use them is when Ninja Kiwi had a paragon limit on the number of paragons you could have out at any given point in time. First it was 3 paragons as the limit, and then it was brought up to 4. And then just because of a sheer backlash by the community, it was indicated that it was only really good for, let's say, limited time events like bosses. But if you just want a casual game on, let's say, Monkey Meadows Easy, then you should not be restricted regardless of the game mode itself. So let's say magic only, or primary only, or impoppable, or apocalypse. You should not be restricted by the number of paragons that you can put down. Number of a particular tier 5, so therefore you can't have more than one Ultra-Juggernaut on the field. I completely understand. Actually, sorry, scrap that. Per player, you can only have one of each paragon. Sorry, each tier 5. Unless, of course, you're talking about the true Sun God, and you can only have one down at all. But then again, there are mods out there where you can have like multiple tier 5s of the same one on the screen, and also multiple of the same paragons. So if you fancy having 1,000 level 100 Navark of the Seas, then you can do that. But I can't imagine how the game would run at that point. Right, we're gonna get a overclock. We will be getting you though, but just not right now because of money wise. So next up, we're going to be pursuing Moab glue. Oh yeah, I did the rallying roar there just a little bit too late. We're not going to be using the big squeeze ability at all because we don't need to. Mainly for rallying roar and some early game coverage here with that round 14 Moab. That's what we really needed Pat for. Some slaps taken back here. Like, Pat is... If it wasn't for Geraldo, I would say that Pat is the best supporting hero. Like, slaps back balloons. Oh, these ceramics are going to be completely crushed. Round 63 is usually a problem, but if your name is Ultra-Juggernaut and there's many obstacles on the map, you are non-existent by the end of this run. Let's see, Moab glue, relentless glue, and then we're going to go to bigger globs at the end there so that we're able to affect more balloons at any given point in time. The only drawback is that it's not near this monkey village here, but it's a small sacrifice that I am willing to make. Lord Farquaad energy. 920, 2,600, yeah, about 2,700 pops have been taken away at the very most. Like, the Alchemist also got 20 pops, but in comparison to this, like, this is probably going to be, like, the one that's probably going to take away the most amount of pops in general, but just because of its long range. Like, for 2 Megapops, the only aspect I don't like about the middle path engineer is the fact that it has longer range. Good if you want to put foam down, but bad for, let's say, wanting to avoid popping balloons with the tower itself. And speaking of the foam, I never realized that with the vampire skin, that the foam itself are garlics. Like, I always thought it was more or less associated with the bottom path of the engineer because of the vampire trap. So I thought, isn't there something along the lines of the garlic being mentioned in the bottom path as well? But it's just me being silly. Go all the way up to Balloon Stabber, and that's where it's going to stop for the Ninja Monkey. This is going to be very situational when we use it because we've only got space for one of these. So we need to really use the Balloon Stabber when we really need to use it. So let's say when the bad is popped. Let's say on round 98, we might get completely overwhelmed with ZMGs and fortified BFBs. We really need to use it very conservatively. That's why... Oh, I forgot to get a blue splatter there. That's why we need to use these things as conservatively as possible. Just because of the amount of space we have is very minuscule. I also put this over here because, well, it means that... I don't even know why, actually. Because we could have put it over... I used it on the wrong thing, but that's not going to be too underwhelming for our performance. We're still going to pop these regardless, but I don't know why I put the overclock on the primary mentor in there. And no, we're not going to go primary expertise because that's going to steal bops. I'm not sure how a no harvest 2 Megapops with primary expertise would work because, well, you kind of need to have a lot of firepower down anyways in order to get to the 27k in order to afford primary expertise. And by that time, all of the balloons on the screen would take away too many pops anyways, just because of the map itself. But maybe somebody out there can prove me wrong and say, hey, you can do 2 Megapops with primary expertise with no harvest, for goodness sakes. How dare you make such an assumption? But some things are just really improbable to a point where, is it actually technically possible in order to do this sort of thing? Can you do a base start 2 Megapops on a expert map? Somebody out there can probably prove me wrong otherwise. And I love being proved wrong because it shows that there is somebody out there that is determined enough in order to do this sort of thing. Pat is now at level 13, and at level 14, Rallying Roar increased radius and duration and increased damage of rallied monkeys, which is brilliant. Not sure how much the increase is. Is it by +1, +2 along those lines? Rallying Roar for a huge amount of surround access. Sometimes it's not a damage issue, but a pierce issue. But the Ultra-Juggernaut has a very high pierce count, so these regrow balloons, which are otherwise an issue because of the sheer number of them, well, their numbers mean nothing to them. All their numbers provide is an increased means for us to be able to fire our projectiles out and pop all of them. In fact, if there was one of them, it would be... this would still pop them all, but at least the back ones wouldn't be popped because they wouldn't exist. Right, fortified BFBs, and now our first ZOMG on the field, which is where I feel like our first usage of the Balloon Sabo is going to be pivotal in our endeavors here. Well, we're having a few issues actually initially hitting the ZOMG here because of the way that the Ultra-Juggernaut is acting. The more it moves up though, hopefully it will be able to go over here. So, Rallying Roar, and... oh, I didn't even need to use the Sabo though, actually. It was just that powerful. So yeah, if it wasn't for the Geraldo, I would think that Kaiju Pat, or Pat in general, is the best supporting hero because of his ability to slap Moab balloons back, be able to stun Moab balloons, and all that jazz. Sometimes the thing you're looking for is a prevention of the balloons being able to go anywhere, which is cool. And a Pat 2 Megapops. Don't try a Pat 2 Megapops unless you are very, very, very knowledgeable of the game, because I feel like I was able to do that with just sheer luck. Nothing else, nothing more. Sheer luck. Rallying Roar. In some ways, I feel like Rallying Roar is not vital, but it is a very nice means. But it was for slap around 40. That was the main reason to put Pat down, to be able to control round 40. Oh, dearie me. We are saving up for that almighty Ultra Boost at 77,760 Monkey Mons. Round 84 is coming to a close. Round 85 is now here. 2 ZOMGs to collide with. And at this distance, is this going to be able to reach the ZOMGs? I don't think so. No, so I think the only thing in which this can initially target over here is a bad. which is not so bad actually, just a little bit more oomph. Right, yeah, it keeps heading down towards these corns over here rather than going over towards where the gap is. But alas, we are in this in the long run. And as we are in the long run, you're gonna suffer here with me. Do you think that the first 5 rounds were the most horrific rounds to try and put up with? Honestly, I never want to try and do that sort of thing again. Round 87. Twice the number of ZMGs, but they're all going to go down the same way. Overclock now, slow them down now, rallying roar now. Yeah, we're having a bit of issue trying to point down here. Like extremely long run, you would say that probably the middle path is better, but we want to be able to initially hit them first rather than try anything else. Let's see, 1800 there, 1937 there, or 1937 there, sorry. Not trying to say a year. I kind of missed my timing with the rallying roar, but guess what? I don't care because it's not extremely vital. Let's see, put in Sabo there, lovely. You go down, please, CRMGs. There we go. We are 15,006 away from the almighty Ultra Boost. But between then and there are a few more rounds, and the entry of the DDTs here. Rallying Roar, now the Balloon Saber. Yeah, this is where the Balloon Saber is going to come into its element here. Slowing down DDTs, because this cannot hit DDTs because of the fact that it doesn't have any camo detection mids. We have to solely rely on the Ultra-Juggernaut in order to pop everything. And I don't really fancy going middle path because we can make everything here just a little bit cheaper. Like, the price of things are sometimes the thing that will make or break a particular run if you can afford a particular tower. Just with 0 MGs left of this round, slow them down. Although I should have probably done that for round 93 instead. Rallying Roar. But this is the bed in which we made. We're going to lie in it regardless of what one says. Let's see. Okay. Oh my god. Oh my god. Excuse me? Oh no. You've got to be kidding me. I should have used that this round. Oh no. We don't... You've got to be kidding me. Are you serious? We don't have that active for that. And we don't have... I'm so annoyed right now. Why? Why is this a thing? Well, guess we'll have to delay our usage of the Ultra Boost, which means we might not get times 10 at the end of all this because of this stupidity. Right, Snowstorm, just to temporarily slow them down. Would you actually work, please, this time? Thank you. Let's not willy-nilly use it like we have been doing so. That was so stupid of me to do that. I only have myself to blame for that because we could have easily been able to deal with round 93 if it wasn't for the fact that this would be inactive and overclock wouldn't be active as well. That is so annoying. And I doubt Rallying Roar would have been much helpful as well, to be honest. Right. Use these conservingly. This round is being dealt with now. Lovely. I'm not going to use overclock. I'm not going to use anything. Just going to rely on this. Just this for the moment. Nothing else. And we're going to use overclock now. Going to slow them down now. And when this has run out, we're going to then use Snowstorm to decrease it. Yep, there we go. Keep on popping, please. And... oh, that last one was going to give me a heart attack there if you weren't going to behave properly. Okay, we have the money for Ultra Boost now. Lovely. We have that down. But we just need to activate it enough times to make full use of it. And just because of that, we're going to slow these balloons down just a little bit so that we can initiate enough of these to be able to get times 10 when round 100 comes. The rest might be a bit of a tall order, but video round 97 goes on for a bit of time. Come on, you can do it. There we go. Round 97 is here. 2 fortified ZMGs to counter here. I'm sorry for that, but round 93, because of me and my stupidity, that was really dumb of me to do all that. I should have been more patient with my usages rather than just lashing them out just like that. Like, that was entirely my fault there, and something that could have easily been avoided if I was able to stack overclock with the balloon salvo, rather than just spamming them willy-nilly because I felt like it. Alright, speaking of that kind of thing going here, we're gonna need some help there. Lovely. So, times 4. Let's slow them down just a little bit more so we can have many more uses of this. I'm hoping to get as many uses as possible so that we can get a times 10 to maximize ourselves here. Let's use that. Blue strike. Thank you very much. We're gonna need that little thing there. Let's see. Do that. Rallying roar. Ooh, 2 different stacks here. Rallying roar with blue strike. And we have that ready for round 99. There we go. You're at level 18. That's just very good. Let us... What can we do? Actually, we're going to go auto start off. We're going to slow these down. Going to blue strike everything here. And can we get another one of these off? Okay. Let's slow them down just a little bit. We're not going to get times 10 with this thing. When I did a test run, round 93 was much more successful. And we was able to get this even sooner. Round 93 costed me here. And that is so goddamn annoying. I'm sorry for being angry here, but that really annoyed me. We have expended all of our resources. We have the perishing potions on our alchemists. We have a Moab Mauler. We have Spike Storm. Obviously, we have Cold Snap on our Snowstorm here. Obviously, we have that down there. Let us do this. And hopefully, we'll be able to come out the other side without... Your fight? Nah, this is this fight over here. And I should have used Blue Strike beforehand. So many little things. And I've also put faster engineering on this as well, because why not? Let's just have absolutely everything that we can put down here. Alright, let's just keep on using that. Keep on using that. Oh, that's just gonna make its way to the X, isn't it? Why are there more pops? Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's really bad. Slow it down. Rallying roar. Oh no! Look at that! Oh my goodness sakes! Look at how many pops are stolen. Even no. No. Oh, for goodness sakes! Why are there so many pops stolen? Okay, we're going to keep this without perishing potions. We're going to keep this without the sentry guns. Just going to keep that as it is. So we're going to have everything else aside from the assets of these two. Oh, we got it. That was so close at the end there. If you watch my videos in order, I've done a Plasma Accelerator 2 MP recently, and I encountered exactly the same issue as I did in when it comes to like test runs versus the actual run. I have so much more success in test runs than I do with the actual recorded run. And this has driven me insane. Like, round 93 costed me the extra ultra boost here. And that's so goddamn annoying. Like, seeing this 9 rather than the 10 is so annoying. Like, we could have done so much better on that round. If we just... I'm only angry at myself because I did this to myself. It wasn't anything like... anything that is out of the ordinary where I felt like it was RNG. I chosen to be a stupid on round 93, and that costed me this, and that costed me so many more pops I could have gotten with this. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for the negativity at the end there, but we managed to do no harvest, 2 mega pops. Bloody annoying at the end there, and I felt like without the extra 10% increase here, I believe like extra stack is an extra 10% on top, but if we had that extra bit, maybe we would have had that bit more. And if we didn't have to summon this so early on, then we could have gotten a bit more. But yeah, I'm very happy with this, but honestly, my test runs have been much better recently. And it's just so annoying. We kind of needed this in order to initially pop the bad. Like, we couldn't go up to Moab Assassin. And yeah, that's that run there. We could have actually gone up to it, but then we'd have to sacrifice a Spike Storm here, which was very necessary. Like, we could have tried to stack this with the Glue Strike so that we were able to get the bad layer down just a little bit sooner, but for what I did here, I should be much happier, but I only have myself to blame there. So thank you all so much for watching. This has been a no harvest 2 Megapops using the Ultra-Juggernaut in this scenario. I possibly think that like an Apache Prime could be possible as well. Like, think about it, Apache Prime might be much more reliable when it comes to the consistency of its pops. But then again, the only drawback is that you would have much less space in order to build like support towers. Support as in not like these 5 here, obviously farms are disabled in chimps, but like I'm not talking about support towers like the support character, I'm just talking about support towers in general for a chimp scenario, like balloon sabos, like glues, like ices, stuff like that. That's what I'm thinking, like support in 2 Megapops. It's the towers that aren't doing the popping, but provides buffs for your tower or debuffs to the balloons. Thank you all so much for watching. Let me know what you thought of this video and how much of a dum-dum I am for round 93. If you made it to this far, then obviously just type in the comments round 93, and then people will be able to see what a dum-dum I am. But we managed to do it. And also thanks as well to Pat Fussy as well. Like, he was the MVP here, especially like round 40, slapping that Moab back. But yeah, you can tell here that I have not done a single black border for advanced maps. Not a single black border for expert maps. And only done some black borders on intermediate maps. Because I'm just not that good enough at the game to do this sort of stuff. If I try to do a black border like we did right now with the strategy that I employed for Cornfield, it would take an insurmountable amount of manipulation with the targeting in order to get everything right. And I'm just not good enough at the game to do that sort of thing. Thank you so much for watching. Take care of yourselves, everybody.